All right, now let's be serious though. So, today's video, my first video of 2024, is gonna be on things I learned last year, 2023. So, um, that was my second year of trading. I started in 2022. Of like actually day trading. Before that, I was just messing around. But actually, day trading, 2022 is my first year. 2023 is my first profitable year, which is a huge achievement. Even that is pretty quick for some people. Some people it takes a long time. Some people never even reach profitability. So I'm glad, I'm blessed that I did the right things to be profitable last year. But just want to go over some things that I've learned last year, and hopefully it'll help you guys kind of expedite your little trading journey, or maybe you're already profitable and maybe you can relate on some of these things. So let me know what you guys learned last year, and kind of we can learn off of each other in the comment section. So um, this is in no particular order. I just had a couple of things that I jotted down, but one of the first things that I wrote down, which honestly is pretty important, is that there's times to size up and there's times to size down. This isn't necessarily on every single trade. Yes, there is that too, but overall, there could be weeks or months where I might size down, or you guys have seen that I have sized down. So the reason for that is because the overall market changes over time. So if your strategy is not doing or isn't as hot as it once was, or it's kind of in a slower part of the year, then it might be worth sizing down or learning different strategies or something like that. So for me in the beginning of the year, I had learned a whole different strategy of reversals, stuff like that. And then later in the year, I basically stuck to scalps, breakout scalps. But with that, I've sized down from what I was at in the beginning of the year. And the reason for that is because the overall market, I've personally found, wasn't as smooth as it was in the begin, like the first half of the year. So for example, like September, October, I was a little bit sized down. So that's one of the first things, and then the reasons I wrote for that. What is the overall market doing? So if the market isn't as clean as it was months prior, um, or if it is very clean, very strong, very weak, whatever the case is, then size according to that. The reason for that is because your win rate is going to change kind of when the market changes. So for me, if my win rate isn't as hot, then I would want to size down a little bit. Um, so that's that. Now, another thing with this is, are there any stocks making significant moves? So, at the time of this recording, Nvidia is breaking all-time highs every day, by a lot or a significant amount or whatever. So that would be one reason to size up for Nvidia specifically. It doesn't mean if you're trading Apple to size up. It means that since Nvidia is doing a lot more than the rest of the market and having much cleaner moves, then it might be something to size up or use your higher end of sizing. Not necessarily, double my size because Nvidia is clean, but if your average size is, for example, 1 to 2K, then you might want to be on closer to the 2K side, knowing that Nvidia is moving a lot better for you, easier for you to read, whatever the case is. So specific to my strategy, I like breakouts. So since Nvidia is breaking out, that's towards my edge. If you like reversals, then when the stock consolidates or something like that, that might be your edge. So the time I'm sized up, you might be sized down, if whatever, vice versa. So that's one of the first things, is that there's times to size up, times to size down. It's basically all based off of risk and the risk you're willing to take on any specific trade or set of trades. So when stocks are in tougher areas, so for example, like Tesla's kind of in a choppy range right now. I might size down for that. Okay, so now the next thing, which kind of goes with the last thing a little bit, but um, cash is better than taking trades some days. So there are going to be some days where you have no clean setups, and then days like that, in my opinion, are the days to be cautious, or even play it even more safe and be cash. So I've already found in 2024 I've been cash probably half the days. Now the reason for that is really based off of this one rule: is stick to your system. So for me, and what's worked for me the most in 2023 was sticking to the pre-market plan setups. So if the setup doesn't happen the way I want it to, then I won't take the trade. So for example, if I say I'm looking at, I don't know, Costco upside, but I don't want to play it first minute, and then the way it plays out is it breaks first minute, then I'll sit it out. Basically, what I'm doing is sticking to my pre-market plan and doing what I told myself I would do. So even though, yes, I would miss the trade, I stuck to my rules, and that is what overall is the better thing to do. So stick to your system. Another thing with being cash is better than taking trades some days. Um, your system might be a little bit different than mine or whoever's. So if you're in a chat, if you're in stock hours, don't FOMO just because you see other people making money, because their rules might be different than yours. So even though they're making money, if you were to do the same thing and breaking your rules over time, you would be losing money. So make sure you have your system well thought out, well structured, or whatever, so that when you see other people make money, it doesn't make you feel some type of way. Um, Basically, sticking to your system is going to be more important than following other people, even if they're making money and then you're just sitting cash. So that's happened to me a lot, but I don't feel any type of way because I know that the set or some of those setups don't fit my criteria. So I personally rather just be cash and not take it than to take a setup I personally don't like. And let's say I was right on it and I looked back at it. Um, Pause. But if I knew I broke my rules, that would be way worse than even the loss I would take. I could have even took a very tight loss, but if I knew I broke my rules, that's way worse than any loss, really. So that's the second thing, is just being cash is better than taking trades on some days. And over the course of the year, I feel like I've been cash even more. So um, it's really based off of like the risk I'm willing to take. There's some trades where I don't want to risk money, so I'm just not going to take it, and that's fine. So that's something to keep in mind for you guys as well. I've just been more picky with my setups. It's basically the easiest way to put it. So the next thing, I'll skip one. So small gains add up, small losses make trading easy. So basically, having tight stop losses makes trading a lot easier. Um, if you have even a 50% win rate, if your losses are very small and then your wins are like 3 times your loss, that makes everything so much easier. It makes it easier to accept losses. So yeah, that's another takeaway that I've gotten this year. 2020. This is based off of 2023. So 2022, obviously, that was one of my big mistakes. But I've practiced it more in 2023. So I want to go into 2024 with the same thing. I don't want to be taking big losses just because it's hard to get back from. And having practiced it in 2023, it makes no sense to take a loss that's going to be hard to get back from, that I can't make back in a trade or two. So yeah, so that's the third thing. The very last thing, these are like the main things that I'm going into the next year with. There's obviously smaller things that I've learned, but I'm just gonna go over the main things. So the last thing goes a little beyond trading too, but it's basically just consistency. So consistency in trading, I guess for that, sticking to your system is basically the easiest way to be consistent with your trading. Because if you have the same system and you execute it the same way, then you should be consistent over time. If you're inconsistent, it probably means that you're breaking your system or doing something wrong. So that's something to think about. The next thing is journaling. Just journaling all the time. It's just consistency, whether you're green or red. The more you journal, the easier it is to look at how you've performed and what's going right for you and what's going wrong for you. If there's anything to trade, or not trade, change, then that's going to be something that's pretty easy to see in your journal when you see trends over time. Um, a month is usually where you can start to see like trends in your trading. So if there's something that's like, holding your account back, um, usually a month of journaling is enough to figure that out. But obviously, the more time, then the more data you can work off of. So consistently journaling is gonna help a lot. Um, the next thing, this is outside of trading. This is more of like a lifestyle thing, but it reflects in the market. So when you're doing things outside of the market well, your mindset changes, and then it makes it easier to execute the right way when you're actually trading. So the next thing that I wrote is just food and fitness. So I started going to the gym this year. I never had a gym membership before this year, and it's very good. And then also I've stuck to a pretty strict diet. It's not anything crazy, but just being disciplined outside of the market makes it easy to be disciplined in the market. Just your overall mindset changes, so you just become an overall more disciplined human being. And then the last thing, which is something I low-key struggle with the most, is sleep. um, so if you can have a consistent sleep schedule, you're not going to wake up groggy or tired or whatever the case is in the morning. I usually don't wake up tired, but I do go to sleep late some days. So that's something to work on this year. Is sleep, obviously. But if you're well rested, versus if you slept 1 hour, it can reflect in your trading the next day. Um, I find that I still do good. Like I still trade the same, regardless of the amount of sleep I've had. But it could only help, So that's pretty much the last thing is consistency. So I'm gonna go over everything just one more time, just so you guys get it. There's time to size up and times to size down based off of what the overall market or different stocks are showing you. Um, Being cash is better than taking trades some days, so it's really just sticking to your system. And then the next thing, small gains add up, so be okay with taking 5 to 10% if that's all the trade has. And then small losses make trading easy. So if your losses are smaller than your wins, then it makes everything so much easier. You don't come out of the market feeling upset or anything like that, because you can make it back. So that's another thing. And then the very last thing for me, which goes beyond just trading, is consistency. So everywhere in life, you want to try to be consistent, um, because you can have those good you could have like a good month, but um, if you can't replicate that month every month, then it's almost not even worth it. So just try to be as consistent as possible. um, but this is basically what I learned this year, and what I'm trying to put into practice, or I learned last year, whatever, and try to put into practice this year in 2024. So hypothetically, if I stick to all these rules, trading should be easy. I'm basically just doing the same things. I know what to do, so it's not like I have to learn technical analysis or price action or anything like that. I know what to do, It's really just a matter of doing, which is almost everything here. It's just a matter of doing it. So, for example, being cash, all I have to do is just fix my system. It's not like I'm doing something new. I just have to not break a rule, basically, there. Size up, size down. I just have to know where the market is and when to take a trade or whatever. Small gains, small losses. I just, it's just another thing of doing. And the consistency is also everything there is just doing the right things. So in trading, journaling, eating good, going to the gym, going to sleep on time, all that is just a matter of doing the right thing and being disciplined. So I guess you can put in discipline with consistency. But that's basically the big things, my big takeaways of last year and how I can be my best in 2024. So obviously, not obviously, but I'm not really a whole new year, new me type of person. Every week and then every month, I'm pretty much reflecting. But overall, through last year, these are the main takeaways that I've had. Um, and I feel like sharing this might help a couple people. So let me know what you guys took away from last year, what you learned, um, and leave it in the comments. And you might be helping more people. So don't be afraid to comment. I'm gonna like every comment. So yeah, um, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys learned, and let me know how you guys did trading last year, and then how you guys did outside of trading, overall in life. If you feel like you've performed well. But other than that, I'll leave you guys. So I am gonna post more videos soon. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but I'll be back soon. So hopefully you guys enjoy this type of video. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.